that's better. Fingers crossed, eh? Someone's going to have to give me a thumbs up. Let's try again. Let's try again to see what happens. Riser, hello. No chat feature. Do you know, I just made the commitment to turn it off, and then my wife came in and said, no chat feature. So we knew something was wrong, which is, we knew something was wrong, but we committed ourselves and we got it sorted. So all them 8 thumbs up we had, if you come back, please hit the thumbs up like again, thumbs up button again. We're playing catch up now. Chat's up and going. We're back. We're back. So that's nice. So how has everyone... Well, you could all hear me talking. So all them questions I've been asking, how everyone's been and what has everyone been up to, you can answer them now. Has anyone been doing anything with stone? Exciting news that we're so close to 10,000. We've got 3 thumbs up, so that's a positive start. Like I was saying, and you all got to hear me, I'm going to repeat myself a lot now because I feel like we didn't actually have a chat, but we've had some great feedback on the stack. And I really like the idea of working with some of these geometric artists. So if you are one yourself, or you know somebody who is, send them out my contact details, send them a link to my channel. I'd love to talk to them, love to do some work with them. That would be amazing. Hopefully then people what came on couldn't chat. I'm presuming people like Connor and people like Graham maybe, Ryan, Martin, Rudolph's here, Bryce here, maybe Luke. Hopefully they'll all come back round and say hello again. What kind of stone is this? Do you know, I've just answered the same question 3 times where people have sent me. This is Derbyshire Gritstone. Really nice piece of stone. There's a slight marking there what needs polishing out, but I've ordered some polishing pads. I was expecting them to be here today, but they haven't turned up yet. Yeah, piece of Derbyshire Gritstone. It's about 30mm thick. A beautiful stone. It's not the best example of it in the world, but it's really nice stone. Do you do a bit of stone carving yourself? Delta. I wonder if the fishing boys will be on tonight. But fishing on a Friday night, boys. Missed my last 2. Well, one of them you can be excused for because one of them was on a Sunday and I was on my dinner break, so you can be excused for missing that. I won't be doing that again this Sunday because we've got new arrivals coming to the new house this Sunday. We've got 2 pygmy goats being delivered, which is very exciting. But they're not actually staying with me, so they're coming straight to me on Sunday. I'm going to be getting their new accommodation ready, but I need some fencing doing first because, like everyone knows, they're escape artists. And but they're going to go live with a friend for a couple of weeks and eat down his brambles. So 2 pygmy goats. I'll introduce you to them when spring's here. Well, we've got some work to do in the garden, some dry stone walling live one Wednesday night when the weather's better. So I'm sure you'll see them, you'll definitely hear them. Buildings and art. It's there's some beautiful stonework out there on some buildings, some really, really beautiful stuff. Well, if you want to have a go, you're in the right place. There's lots of videos on the channel giving you tutorials, and everything's free. There's even videos on the channel giving away discount codes so you can get cheaper tools. So all the advice on here is free. You can send me a message. I will do my best to answer it, whether it's live on here or you send it me on a private message or a comment. I won't always get round to it the same day, but I will get round to it. Yeah, there's lots of stuff on the channel to have a look at. Wow. You're consistent. We're consistent. Well, either we're consistent at making this a wow. You're consistently coming back though, which is nice. I like to think that you subscribe to the channel now, wow. And a cool name for a channel, actually. It's nice to have this feed up and running. So we did speak a little bit about this last week. Am I going to paint it? Someone recommended gold. Someone sent me a message silver. I quite like the idea of leaving it. But if I was going to do it any, I think it would be a dull gold. Don't like the too shiny gold. So when I was saying a minute ago, some of you will have heard me, some of you won't have done, about having the live feed of subscriber count live down here so you can see it. What do you reckon? So as we get close to the 10,000, should we drop it in there so people can see? I like it open. I like it just as it is, personally. I like the shadow marks on there. So if you like it a lot, it's going up for sale. You can buy it, it could be yours. It's going to get finished carving, it's going to have a good polish, it's going to have a good clean, and then it's going to get a frame around it, and then it's going for sale. You do that with your stream. Not sure if it helps a lot. You're bigger than my channel. It's what's your channel about? Maybe we'll come and have a look. I'm going to be honest here. I have all good intentions of going watching a lot of YouTube, but I'm so busy with work and the house and just having a bit, and I like swimming recently. I've been swimming in the new year, which has been really nice. I don't actually watch a lot of YouTube. Sometimes I'll watch it late at night so I can, but I get tired. You know, once I sit still and the log burner's on, especially this time of year, I struggle to keep my eyes open. So there's a lot of channels I'd love to watch more of. I don't, but I will go and check it out. I'm not a big gamer. I do like games and I do appreciate them. Kids love them. I do have a Meta Quest and I like playing cricket at times, but not been on it recently. Before I moved house, I used to play it nearly every night. It was a good distraction to not having a date for moving house, and my dog passed away, so I was trying to take my mind off that. It would have been his birthday this week, but we'll not talk about that either. But it is my son's birthday today, 19. He doesn't watch, he's too cool to watch, but if he did, I'd be saying happy birthday to him. Connecting with your subconscious. Do you know I did know that actually, but I forgot. I did. It was there, but I'd not put it. I'd not been carving this piece thinking about it. So yeah, thanks for reminding me of that. You made me say wow. I'll just sharpen this chisel for a second. Looking good. Evening, Jim. So this is not the usual angle you're used to seeing me carving at. You're normally slightly closer in here. But I broke my stand. Slightly too aggressive with moving it. It would, to be honest with you, it's seen better days. I'd bodged it together a couple of times. So a new one is on its way. I was hoping it'd be here today, but maybe tomorrow. What kind of stone is this? This is a piece of Derbyshire Gritstone. And the reason I use Derbyshire Gritstone a lot, two reasons. I'm from Derbyshire, not the main reason. The main reason is that I've got a lot of it. I've got a yard full of it. Thousands and thousands of pounds worth at one point. I'm slowly getting through it, but there's still a lot. It's in the yard, which is not actually mine anymore. So I need to move it, which is a job for when the nights are slightly longer. But yeah, I've got. I really enjoy carving Derbyshire Gritstone. I like it because I'm used to it. I also really enjoy carving York stone. I don't live too far from Yorkshire, so York stone. Limestone, we have some beautiful limestone where I live. I do like the odd bit of limestone, and then we have colloidal limestone, which is nice. And we also have, I also like a bit of Portuguese limestone. Not so keen on the Maltese stuff, it's slightly too soft for me, but it's great to learn on. I also like carving slate. Yeah, that's it, Derbyshire stone. It might come under Derbyshire Gritstone. It is different to what I usually use, only because it's from a different part of a quarry. It's not as dark as normal. It's just from a different part. Maybe I'll hold up another carving next to it and we can have a look at the difference in colour at some point. I wonder if we've got anyone new tuning in for the first time. I know we've had a few new subscribers, so if you're new, it's be nice to say hello to you in the chat. Hopefully the problem with the chat not working, hopefully you tune in and then think, oh, this is not working, and go away again. Hopefully you come back. A bit of a problem, isn't it? You're new. There we go. Someone new in the chat. And are you new just because you stumbled across? We'll do a bit of research now. Find out how you've stumbled across the channel. Did you stumble across it tonight as we were carving live? Have you seen a post? Have you been searching for stonework? Was it just a case you were just flicking through and stumbled across the channel? Let us know. Scrolling through short feeds. When YouTube's been nice and they're putting you on them short feeds, they can be very kind to you. You can get put in front of a lot of people. And you feel like now you've stumbled across Do you feel like you're gonna have a go at stone carving? We'll just hit double figures on the thumbs up. Someone was asking me how much I'm going to sell this stag for. I've got no idea. Anyone want to chuck anything out there? I've got no idea. I know I've got to carve a wolf in the same style. I don't have to, it's optional. The Viking Festival, I'll be featuring at stone carving this year in the summer. Their theme is a wolf, so I'm going to carve a wolf. We've definitely got the tutorials. How much is tools and stuff? You can buy a set of, there's a few reviews on tools on the channel. You can buy a set for £15. They're not the best quality in the world, but they are great for starting out with. They are really, really great. You don't have to spend a lot. You can find a piece of stone, depending on where you are in the world. You can get hold of a piece of stone from a reclamation yard or garden centre. If you're near a quarry, they'll sell you some offcuts very cheap. It's a fairly cheap hobby to get into if you just want to start out and have a go. I'm going to be releasing the dry stone walling dates very soon. I do a little bit of commission work, yeah. So this is my full-time job as a park ranger. I run the volunteering side of it for the national park with another guy. And then I do this as a hobby now. And I do a few commissions. The next ones are commissions. Next two are commissions, actually. And then I like to do a bit of charity work. And then every now and again we'll just chuck one randomly in and go, right, I'm carving whatever I want to today, and that's what this is really. And then I'm just going to sell it. I've got to put a price on it at some point. Which is the bit you don't like. You like someone to come and offer you some money for it. Make life easier. I'd really like to do a rugby themed one. You know, now we've got the Six Nations on as it gets a little bit further down to the business end of the competition. Maybe we could carve a wooden spoon. What's a Welsh wooden spoon, that is. It's a shame Connor's not here. He'd appreciate that. He's a rugby man. Ship it, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It depends where you are. Shipping shipping something like this to the States is I presume it's the States. Shipping something like this for the States is £40. You'd have an oversized box. You'd really overkill it because you'd want to make sure the packaging. You kind of do a box inside a box. So when I was wrapping them and we were shipping them out every day, this would get wrapped up in bubble wrap, then cardboard, then inside another box which had them bubbles in, and then that box would be so tight you'd put it inside another box that had all the polystyrene balls in. So if it got bashed around, that worked as like suspension, so it took out the force in there. We were just on about you, Friday Night Fishing Club, wondering if you'd be around tonight. Nice to see you. I'm having a good day. How about you? And how were the fish on Friday? Were you biting? Cheaper than you thought to ship. Yeah, and if I'm shipping it in the UK, it'd be like £20 maybe. So it's not that much more. Well, say that, Donald Trump might put a tariff on me, like the TheStoneRanger tariff. So 2 questions for the fishing boys on Friday Night Fishing Club. Were the fish biting on Friday night? What did you catch? And next, will you be fishing this Friday? It's Valentine's Day. How's that going to go down with the missus? Shipping to Alaska, I would imagine, is very expensive. I remember now Alaska. I see that many people on YouTube and at work remembering where people are from. Can be tricky at times, so I do apologise. Sorry, I got distracted then by my work phone. So I'm building another YouTube channel. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you all to go and subscribe to it because it's not that type of YouTube channel. It's a YouTube channel for the national park. And I didn't realise what such a big deal it was until one of my friends pointed out to me on the phone that actually to have that on your CV, that they're trusting you to build a YouTube channel for them. And it's all about tutorials for volunteer leaders. So how it works with the structure I work in. We have staff, so there's me and another guy, and we've got a trainee, and then we're the staff, and then we have 20 leaders. So they're all volunteers, but they get to claim expenses, fuel, and they get uniform, and they help us with groups. So to teach them volunteer leaders how to use all the tools correctly, safely, a few little tips and tricks here and there. I've been given the job of building a YouTube channel. So I've been doing that, and I've sent it round to a couple of them for feedback on a couple of videos, and that's why I was checking my phone because I thought it might be that. But it's quite exciting, it's quite a big deal actually. One day it will look very good on my CV if I'll ever need it. Hope not, but you never know. I spent all day Sunday filming footage of how to use a chop saw, how to use a cordless drill, combi drill, a impact gun, SDS, routers, and simple stuff, hand saws. And then I'm also going to drop one in tomorrow afternoon for ratchet straps. People seem to really struggle with ratchet straps. It's like Houdini. So I'm going to do a little video on how to use a ratchet strap tomorrow afternoon. Tree planting, all bits like that. No fishing. Oh. Yeah, she's going to make you pay for that. You're definitely going to have to take her out for a decent meal there. It's a shame it wasn't good fishing this last Friday. The weather's not great, is it? I suppose. Not sure. Wind direction will play a lot of it when you see fishing. And I'm a coarse fisherman. I fish a lot of lakes. I do have a trip on a river coming up, and I know that you're meant to sit into the wind, so the wind's blowing into your face. When fishing, it pushes the fish towards you and the food, but it can be freezing. I quite like them still areas. I'm going there as a pleasure fisherman. I'm not too used to do a bit of match angling, but nowadays I'm not that bothered about it really. I just like to enjoy myself and catch a few fish. It is a bit of an awesome privilege, actually. I've had a few the last couple of years, and I don't really give myself the credit or acknowledge them too much. I just crack on and think, yeah, that's cool. I mean, I did a carving for a cultural heritage piece, but I had to have special permission from down in London, and it was it's got royal seal of approval on this piece of work. We had to have it all properly signed off. So that was pretty cool. One day I should write them all down because there's been some cool stuff done. So we've made it through double figures. We've made it up to 12 thumbs up. So that's really nice. Hopefully we've got a few people stumbling across the what did somebody say earlier? Rudolph said it's your sub. Let's have a look here. Oh no, it was make me say wow. Deary means it's a connection with your subconscious. The progress we've made since you started watching, yeah, we're getting there. It's nice to be creeping on up there. It's an enjoyable project. I like all the projects we do, but all on a different level. And this one I've really enjoyed. Or enjoying. Keep working through the chisels. Yeah, well, I get that. Definitely get that about being out with your best mate even if you don't catch. I go out with two lads regular, two of my best mates regular, and then another guy who comes, who's a very good friend. He doesn't come every week, but no, I enjoy it. And we go on a week's fishing to the Norfolk Broads, which is just the lads fishing, which is very enjoyable. We probably eat far too much rubbish. Do I prefer the that is tricky. So I spent the first 7 years of carving stone with it flat on the table. And I do really like it flat on the table. And the only reason I have it on an easel like this is for you guys watching. It just makes better footage. It just works better being upright. Instead of facing down, the shadow lines, everything works better for you guys. But I've grown to like it. So if I'm doing if I'm moving the bulk of material or doing a job I'm not filming and I do it on my table, it does feel a bit foreign now. It doesn't feel quite right. I had it all set up so much before perfectly. majority of my carving is up right now, so it's I'm going to say I prefer it like this. But if I move in bulk, lay it down, put a backstop on it, and boom, 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 go for it. Big chisels out, big hammer, shift some material. I wonder if we'll hit the magical 20 tonight. It's been a while since we've had big thumbs up numbers and big numbers in the chat. We started off really well on the first stream tonight. It tailed off a bit on the second stream where we had to stop and start again with the chat. But we're growing. We're growing every day. The channel is getting bigger and stronger. So the process of me getting stone, so there's a few options we have. I have stone which we call rockery stone in the yard, and you have to split, and it's all straight out of the ground just as it is. Something can weigh a ton, maybe half a ton, and you have to split it, plugs and feathers, and then make a nice piece of stone out. You might have to grind it or chop it down with chisels depending on what you're doing with it. We generally use that for mushrooms, natural looking bird baths, more of a natural edge, so we call a wing back for a natural house side, which I'm going to be doing for my own house very soon. And then you can have stone like this, which is the same stone, bigger sheets, and it's been cut. You have it cut at a quarry, so you can just buy what they've got, or you can buy the big stone and just let them cut it and see what's inside and see how nice it is. So it's cut in all you can have it cut at all different thicknesses, but it's all random on the edges. So then I've squared this up, put this on my Tiger Quattro, so gone round it all, marked it all out, squared it up, a slight polish on there, nothing too fancy, that's why there's a mark there. I normally polish it a bit more, but I don't actually have any polishing pads at the minute, they're on order. But I like carving on all different types, some smooth, some not. I just like all stone really. So yeah, someone asked this earlier about are we going to fill in the carving we've left with colouring. So we've got options there. So this is not a commission, this is a piece I've just decided to carve and I'm going to sell. So it's up for sale. So if you know anyone who fancies a stag, we're going to sell this. We're going to polish it and we're going to frame it. I personally like the idea of leaving it as it is with the shadow marks, because if you have it in your house or your garden and you get your lighting right, or at different times of days as it comes through the window, I visualise this in someone's house, a man cave maybe. It'll change, so you'll get different shadow marks and different lines at different times. Don't know if I'd be able to show you on a torch, but it does change as you get different lights on there at different angles. So it can come to life a little bit. Hopefully that will show you a little bit of that. So if you're straight on, you lose a bit of it. So you really want them shadow lines. But then there is this option of gold. Gold has been thrown out there a couple of times, and silver. Someone did actually mention black. And I think at the moment, unless somebody who wants to buy it wants to tell me what they want, it's staying as it is. I quite like it. Quite like the naturalness of it. Yeah, the shadows make it, in my opinion, as well. But the gold can look good, but if it was gold, I'd recommend a dull gold, not like a, what's the right word? Should we say garish gold? In your face gold. Like at Christmas, I think it's like proper gold. I quite like a bit more of a dull gold. Okay, we've nearly finished this one side. if we wanted an early finish, we could just rub this off and say he'd been in a fight. Have you ever made a statue? No, I haven't made a statue actually. No, I've never made a statue. It's never been something I've wanted to. So I'm a letterist by trade. I like letters, I like logos, I like shape. I've done all different stuff, but I've never done that. I'm not sure I ever will. I'm dyslexic, and my brain really likes patterns and shapes. And when things are done neat and tidy and clean, it makes like a happiness about it. I like it. So I think I've never done a statue because I've always been more intrigued in shapes. But then my brain could look at a statue and think, oh, there's just a lot of shapes there, and go for it. But at the moment, no. And I wouldn't put any money on that, I will. But I suppose never say never. So structural stuff, yeah, used to make a few fireplaces, windowsills, heads and sills, I've done a few of them. Bits like that, lots of masonry work where I'd be rebuilding walls. Never done a column, say, for like St. Paul's Cathedral. Nothing that big. But yeah, we've done bits and bobs like that. Some of it I really enjoyed. I used to make a lot of headstones. I used to carve a lot of headstones, all by hand. So we'd shape them all, dress them all, get them how we wanted to. Evening, Connor, evening. Hope your day's going well. Nice to have you in the chat. We had a bit of a faux pas earlier. We did 20 minutes of live carving with the, well, maybe not 20 minutes, just over 15 maybe, of the live carving, and the chat feature wasn't as enabled. It's always just automatically enabled, so I must have caught it, but I don't know what I'd done really. But it was, so we had to restart. So this is second time round. Did you enjoy the rugby? They do say most dyslexic people are good with hands, but I do know a couple of other dyslexic people, one in particular who's shocking with his hands. But no, I think most people are. I think you're just a lot of dyslexic people, it comes naturally to work with the hands. And you do something and other people watch you say, how have you done that? And they say, oh, it's really easy, really basic this, you just get on with it. And they'll just look and say, I never even thought about doing it that way. Or you just make that look very easy, and it doesn't kind of work for them. So we're at the hour. So we've done an hour, and we have this new feature. We've done it before. I'm going to start, I like to do it every week. So when we're an hour in, I like inspiration, and I like to know what other people have had. What have they had for their meal? What's their meal been this evening? or depending on where you are in the world, what's your evening meal going to be? So I'll kick you off. I had a Thai green curry with some coconut rice, with a sprinkling of almonds on top, and some fresh coriander, and it was lovely. Connor's also, and Connor's good with his hands, so that keeps that theory going. Connor's very good with on the lathe. He enjoyed the rugby. I enjoyed talking about the rugby at work with my friend who's Welsh. That was very enjoyable. Yeah, so it was Thai green curry for me this evening. Anybody opening up to what we're having or what we had? Homemade soup and crunchy bread, that's a good one. It's that type of weather as well, because it's cold here in Derbyshire. I'd say it's cold. I've had a base layer on, which is a really good quality one, provided from work. So I did actually go shopping to a local hardware store, and I had to just get in a t-shirt because I had this base layer underneath and that was hot. I went and bought 126 bags of 20mm clean gravel, which worked out about 2.4 tonne, did they say? We had to move them all, so we got a bit hot doing that. Another fine choice. Connor always seems to have done something good on his evening meal. If Rudolph's still on, I wonder what his wonder what the evening meal in Alaska is. It'd be nice if it was king crab. Lasagna and garlic bread. Classic. Chili con carne. Two classics there. Two great meals as well. I love them both. We love a decent lasagna in our house. Far too much red wine in it when I'm cooking it. And we love a chili con carne. We've been around the world a bit there. Sausage and mash. How are you getting on with the forge? Do you know, I've done nothing actually with the forge, which is a bit sad because I need to buy some stabilizer for the. It's got this what do you call it? Like rock wool inside, and you can use it as it is, but they recommend using stabilizer. So it's one of the things I've put to the side. So I need to get a stand and a few other bits. And it's on my radar, like I keep saying, when the weather's warmed up and it's nice and you want to be in your workshop a little bit more. Because this year I don't have a log burner, next year I will do. So it's one of the things, and when I get into it, I'll know I'll be engrossed. So I'm pacing myself with that. But I'm having a good evening. Smoked salmon, Brussels sprouts and creamy mashed potato. Wow. Yeah. Alaskan salmon. Yeah, there's not a single meal on here what I wouldn't take. Yeah, it's a Mexican dish, chili con carne. It's hotter the better for me. We do have chili a little bit, but with tacos seems to have taken the place of chili con carne in our house for a little bit now. It's tacos, you know, when you're building them up and you've got your guacamole and your sour cream and lots of different bits of salad in there, and you're chucking it all on some real good hot sauce. Getting that on top of your tacos is great. I like this new game at Halfway House. This new thing at 8 o'clock is great. What's everyone eating? meant to be here to talk about stonemason, but we're talking about chili con carne and lasagna and Alaskan Brussels sprouts. I love it. I'm going to take a moment and have a drink though. So I've been drinking new coffee today. Some of you might have seen a little short on my channel. A coffee company has sent me loads of free coffee to feature on the channel. I'm going to carve their logo. It's called True Start Coffee Company. Got you a discount code coming for to buy coffee for anyone who wants it. I know not everyone's in the UK. I'm sure they ship it around, but it might cost you a little bit. But it's really tasty. It's classed as it's like it's not organic coffee, but it's classed as a healthy coffee. Jerry said it would have been very sweet and very manufactured coffee you'd have in the morning, what everyone's used to. It's more of a natural coffee. It's really tasty. Have it hot or cold. Change the fan while we're doing this. I do like tomato soup, but it has to be the right tomato soup. I'm not a massive fan of fresh tomatoes. I've got it. So here's a bit of a headline for you all. So I've only got one phobia in life, really. There's a few things that make me nervous, but there's only one thing I'm genuinely scared of, and that's tomato ketchup. It's not the most manly thing to be scared of in the world, but I am scared of tomato ketchup. And tomato soup, unless it's the right one, can make me feel a little bit on edge. I do have there is other things what make me feel a bit nervous. Tomato ketchup is the main one, but some condiments I'm not keen on. There's some bits and bobs there which are just not for me. I used to have a recurring nightmare that I'd gone to a party. It was a barbecue party, we were drinking, there was lots going on, and they were handing these burgers round. And I've got this burger in my hand. These good quality burgers now, what you get with a bit of everything on there. I'd taken a bite, I was chewing it down, I looked down, and I could see ketchup. And do you know when it's like dun dun dun? It was like the end of a sitcom. What will happen next week? And it was like all the FUDs come on, all the lights are flashing, and I'm looking there, and I wake up in hot sweat thinking, no, not ketchup. Ketchup doesn't. No, let's not. Let's change subject. So you've learned that about me today. 8 hours. What it makes of daylight. I'll show what we're on. So what we're on is the sun rising at the moment. If Connor was here, he'd know this. Brian might know this. The sun's rising possibly what? 7. And it's going down at just gone 5. It's hard to know at the moment because it's just grey all the time. I used to love watching that programme about Alaskan bush people. It was great when it first came out. It went a bit strange towards the end, but I did like it. Look at that, I knew it. It's the type of thing Connor knows that. he's got the right phone to figure it out fast. That weather app maybe. But in my world, it's just that's just the type of information Connor walks around with. You can ask him at any point and he'll just tell you. A bit like translating messages on here. We did get one earlier, but we didn't translate actually. Four and a half hours. It's very exciting this spring. Do you know, like we're on the 13th of February tomorrow. Daffodils are coming up at the edge. There's lots of snowdrops out. I know if I had my pond, I'd be starting to see life in the marsh marigolds. They're always the first ones to show the face in the pond. It's I'm not getting carried away, but there's bits of life there. And I'm excited for that. I'm like very excited for spring and summer and my new house. I'm looking forward to throwing a nice big barbecue. Do I have lots of carvings in my home? No, I don't actually. So I made a stone solitaire many years ago for my wife. Made her a stone vase 1 year out of a really beautiful piece of stone. And a few plant pot holders, but no, I don't. I have lots in my workshop, and there's lots I can drive around. I can drive around with a certain radius of where I'm from and see lots and lots of my stonework in Sheffield, Chesterfield, lots of Yorkshire, lots of Derbyshire. But my stuff went all over the world, all around the country and all around the world. It's I've had a few jobs where people have seen one of my jobs, not knowing it's mine, and saying, I really like this. I don't know who did it, but can you make me one the same? Or can you carve one the same and I have to tell them it was me? Was the vase hard to do? Yeah, it was, because it was the reason it was hard is because it was under time pressure. So I bought these flowers. It was when I was still running the stone masonry business, and it was really busy, and I had lots of deadlines and stuff to meet. And I planned on making it. It was the night before my wife's birthday. Do you know? Was it birthday or was it Valentine's Day? Not sure. I could double check and let you know, but it's not important. I bought these beautiful flowers and I planned on making this vase, and it was the night before. I was working late to do it, and it was like 7:30 at night and I'd still not done it. And I just went for it, and it turned out great, but it was hard because there was a bit of pressure on there. So what I did, I got a piece of tiger stone with the most beautiful grain, and when you cut and you're shaping it, so it was very bulbous at the bottom and it came round into a really nice shape at the top. Got it beautiful, shaped it or polished it or got the grain in these stones really, and then I cored out the centre because I want to make sure it hold water. And then in the centre I slid, it was really tight fit. I had to get a file in there, a cintride file, and drop the vase, a glass vase inside, then put a stone cap back in the bottom, glue it, let that glue go off like 10-minute epoxy, polish it back out, and at the top it was nice, it was flush, so you could see the glass lip but only just, and it worked really well. And it just one of them things that worked. I put a picture up, a few people asked me if they could buy one, and I said no. I said I'm only ever going to make one of these, and that's for the wife, so never made another. It was nice to do. So that's in the house. A few plant holders, a couple of cactus holders. Got a few bird baths in the garden. Really rejects where something's gone wrong, and I've just kept them. Got a stone mushroom in the garden. But that's it. There's nothing. There's not too much. doing my work for me, trying to get me to 20. I am trying to get to 20. So this is a good time to have a little chat about the channel. So if you're just stumbling across it and you're thinking, what's this guy up to? I'm carving with hammer and chisel. So this is a Mason's nylon hammer, and I have lots of different hammers kicking around, all different weights and all different sizes. This one, I've had this one for about 8-9 years now. Beautiful hammer to use. And I do a lot of carving work on stone, all different stones. I seem to be doing a lot on Derbyshire stone recently. And there's some nice Welsh slate. And the channel has got over 300 videos on there about different techniques, different jobs I've done. If you want to carve your own house sign, what tools to use, the cheapest tools on the internet, dry stone walling courses. I've had a few million views now in total, which is really nice. If we combine it over all of our social media, we're up to 5-6 million views, which is mind-blowing. We are trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, which is a target set to me by my daughter. So yeah, if you're stumbling across and you think, I want to have a go at this is a real nice hobby that I could take up, wouldn't cost too much, great for your mental health. You can just zone out. If you stay around, maybe not tonight, we were talking about it last week, but I've got some great stories about people who've been struggling with their mental health. They stumbled across the channel, they got into carving, and they found it really helped them out. So it's if you're looking for a hobby and you need one of them hobbies, especially at this time of year as the nights are not quite there yet, stone carving is fantastic. And you can gift this stuff. You can carve it and you can gift it, or you can just have it hanging around the garden. And as it weathers, it just becomes more and more beautiful and changes life. Different times of night it changes. Evening, Ryan. Pop in and quickly say hello. Well, I appreciate that. It's notice you've only got 3 letters to go on your carvings, looking good. You're feeling a bit happier with it now. At one point you wasn't overly chuffed. You've missed the segment, Ryan, where everyone was talking about what they've had for their evening meal. We've had all sorts. We've had Alaskan salmon and Brussels sprouts. We've had chili con carne. We've had Thai green curry. We've had lasagna and garlic bread. We've had sausage and mash. We've had some tomato soup. We've had some homemade soup. Everyone's been chucking it out there, what they've had to eat. And I know I've had my evening meal, but it did actually make me slightly hungry. So I don't know if you've had yours yet. Maybe you're on duty. Spaghetti carbonara, is that what we've got? I do like spaghetti carbonara, and if you're nothing wrong with a microwave meal if it's that's what's going. There is different levels of microwave meals. I'm sure Marks and Spencer's microwave meal tastes different to one from, I don't know, Aldi or Lidl. I actually really like Aldi and Lidl. They're actually my supermarkets I go to. Some of the stuff is great. And I am a sucker for that centre aisle. Sometimes I buy a meal deal from the co-op on the way to work. I didn't used to pass the co-op, but I do now. And if I'm running late or behind and I've not made any food and I know I'm going to need something at work, sometimes I'll I quite like the co-op one. It's I'll buy the sandwich. So I'll buy a free range egg mayonnaise sandwich, a grapefruit drink, a bag of salt and vinegar crisps, and it's like £4 or something with the co-op card. It's not bad at all. Are we going to carve a wooden spoon, Connor, for all the Welsh fans? I'd like to do a rugby themed carving before the end of the Six Nations. I was saying I'd like to do when it gets down to the business end of the competition, but a wooden spoon for all the Welsh fans out there might work well. Sharpen this up again. So I've had a really good chat with a local artist who has agreed to do merchandise for the channel. What's your last meal? Oh, I mean, if I'm on death row, and we're going full on meals this evening. If I'm on death row and I've got to pick a meal. I mean, I'm a steak man. I love a steak. So I'm starting with king crab, like a massive setup. I know I mentioned it earlier, but I love crab. Starting with crab, and a big old setup, a big old boil of crab. Yeah, do you know, I repeated that to a friend of mine. I said, someone online told me Wales is a new Italy, and he said, can't disagree. From a Welshman, he said he cannot disagree. He said it's going to be a long road back. So I'm going king crab to start with, lots of garlic butter, bit of bread on there, we're dipping in maybe some hot sauce. And then we're having a steak, and we're having a proper steak, we're having all the sides, we're having everything, a decent salad with it, but we're having some decent quality crispy onion rings, really nice top end ones. I'm not talking like chucking in the air fryer. The leftover garlic butter and the sauce is still on the table from the crab, so we can chuck some of that in there. There's some decent chips chucked in, like beef dripping chips, some of them in there. And then the wedge you get, like, do you know the wedge you get if you go to Miller and Carter and you get the blue cheese? I love a bit of blue cheese. Maybe some marrowbone while we're at it, that can go on there. This is getting out of hand, this. And then to finish it off with, not a massive dessert fan. I mean, I'll eat them, I like, but dessert's not the big thing. Like I do really like a decent quality, gooey in the centre chocolate dessert. Or I could go something simple, like last thing I could remember is bread and butter pudding would be really good. So what's yours, fishing on a Friday night? Garlic mushroom, tomahawk steak, peppercorn sauce, fruit salad, ice cream. Nice. I probably got a bit carried away. Brian wants a toilet because he's too nervous about the next morning. Do love a steak. I've tried to book me and my wife a steak restaurant. I've tried a couple for Friday. Can't find one. He kept that quiet. Look, his homemade bread and butter pudding. He told us he had chili con carne. He didn't go into details about the homemade bread and butter pudding. I'll be lucky if there's a petit filou in the fridge. Brie with bacon, full English and a cheesecake. I wouldn't have picked a full English. Love a full English. I mean, are we talking full English? Like, are we having black pudding? Are we having all that fried bread? Don't know when. We have oatcakes on our full English. Decent quality eggs. Beans or tomatoes? Or both? That's what my local cafe asked me. Beans or tomatoes? Delivering my stone carving to Jura. Connor's not happy about that. So the Jura carving we did with their logo, I delivered it to them. Took it to headquarters. Amazingly tidy, beautiful place. Really nice. Had a nice chat with him. Connor, who runs that, or runs that side of it, the social media side of it, maybe a lovely brew. We had a chat. So they've offered me a free product. He said, we're really happy with it, even though they've already given me some cutting discs and grinders. We have a look through the catalogue, see if there's anything you want. And I was on the spot really, and I said, well, do you mind if I put it on the back burner so when I come across a project I need something specialist for, I can contact you? And they said, no problem. They said, we'll honour it, which was really nice. And he gave me a nice woolly hat, nice pen. It is a lovely pen as well, actually. So that went well, and now we've had this coffee delivered. Proper English of everything. That's what you want before you're going out on a day's fishing. Properly. I went out on a sea fishing trip to Brit. First time I'd ever been on a boat. I've not rushed back for another one. And I did really enjoy it, the second half of it. So the night before I went out for a curry with a friend. And then the morning, before we went out on the boat, full English. That wasn't pleasant. That was not pleasant. That was like the worst version of chumming you've ever seen. Not good. Not good. But once I found my sea legs, it was brilliant. Really, really enjoyed it. Absolutely fantastic. Caught loads of fish. We caught a lot of whiting, a few cod. No mackerel, not that time. Went over a wreck. Really, really enjoyed it. So I found my sea legs and I was happy, but I wasn't so keen on the old... I wasn't so keen on it when it all repeated on me. There was a poor young lad whose dad was not happy with him that he felt rough, and he had to go to the toilet, and he made him go over edge of boat. So he was crouched over edge of boat. All his dignity was lost that day. Fall asleep. Yeah. So when we go fishing, me and my buddies, we don't really eat too much before fishing, not unless it's an all day thing and we'll grab a bacon sandwich or something on the road, but it's generally afterwards. We go somewhere afterwards, get some chips or get something for afterwards. No, his dignity had gone. It had absolutely gone. It's somewhere amongst that wreck, whatever's left of it. Poor lad. He looked at his dad as if to say, "I've never forgiven you for this." And he weren't even that young, lad. I bet he was about 16. His dad was an old school man who was like, right, get over it. time we were. It was definitely a number 2. It was definitely a number 2. I don't think we need any more details on that. YouTube will be putting a ban on us. No. $16 thumbs up. Do you reckon we can do this tonight? Can we make it to that magical 20? Conscious that the angle of the carving's not great for you all now as I've moved over this way. The laugh now, it wasn't great when it wasn't great when you were there. He was definitely not laughing, that lad. His brother was. I think there's always that part of you that think you can't laugh too much in a situation like that because you're thinking this is a 6-hour trip. There's still another 2 hours left. Nature can call for anybody. You're not laughing really till you get off. Thinking I've got away with this. There's a member of my family who's, if it was going to happen to anyone, it'd be happening to them. Guarantee it. Now, do you know, they don't actually, because I was doing this full time, my arms don't ache too much with it. It's, I think if you're new to it, yes, you would, but because I've been carving now and building dry stone walls for 15 years, 16 years, walling, working with stone carving for, well, I say 7 automatically. I think it's about 9 now because 2025. Is it 20? Yeah, 25. It's, so now I'm just used to it. Get a bit of support by leaning on there as well. Yeah, no, it wouldn't be great. I'm just going to stop for a second. You know, I've walked away from the camera there as I'm carving, just as I'm settling in. Them shadows at this moment in time on that stag, I'm happy with that. Just going to take a moment just to appreciate that stag there, because them shadow lines have just got that lovely. It's coming together. So we've got 18 thumbs up there. We might make this. We might make this tonight. We've got half an hour to go. We're going to finish this. And it's, yeah, we might just get there. Don't forget, if you're just stumbling across the channel and you've got any questions, chuck them out there. If you want to know what we're up to, or if you want any advice on bits of work you're working on, or if you think I'm going to have a go at this, hit the subscribe button. Or if you just like the community, want to join in, we've got a real nice mix of people what joining on a Wednesday night, having a chat about pretty much anything. So yeah, hit the subscribe button, join in, have have a look around. There's over 300 videos on there. Some discount codes with more to come. Coffee discount code coming this weekend. There's some free dry stone walling courses going live. Soon as spring is here, it's going to get outside and I'm going to let you all know the dates. And it's going to be a first come, first serve. So if you wanted to go on a dry stone walling course, you have to get in there quick. I'm going to be running 2. The only thing I can tell you is that the first one is going to be in May. April is a busy month because I'm going to France, dry stone walling. You're going to need a bigger boat. Funny that. So let me tell you a little bit for you lot who don't know why the goal is 10,000 subscribers. And I'm sure most of you already know and you'll be saying, don't tell us again. Daughter set me the challenge. So when I first set up the channel a few years ago now, 3 years ago, I wanted 120 subscribers. Respectful amount. Daughter said no. 500, and I got to 500. She said no, I meant 5,000. Well, my wife said 500, got to 500, my daughter said 5,000, and then she said no, I meant 10,000. So 10,000 is the goal, and we will get there, I'm sure of it. It's and I'm very excited for when we do. And as we get closer, I'm going to put I've got this little counter what counts down. It refreshes every couple of minutes. I'm going to have that on the screen, so maybe from next week, if we're getting close, I'll have it on there. And we'll have a little party popper on top of it. So when we hit the 10,000, we'll... a massive, underwhelming moment we'll have. Bit of a stretch around to that. So 18. Is there 2 people who are going to do it for us, do you reckon? Do we need to try and boost people up by talking about it, or should we let it just happen naturally? I reckon we can get there naturally. Organically, we'll say. Organic growth is the way forward. That's what they tell me. It's a bit of an uncomfortable position, that one. So I want to step back so you can all see the carving, but I'm obviously going to cover it a certain amount to be able to carve away. If anyone wants just to, if you're new on there and you just wanted me to step back just so you can have a look, just drop it in the comments. So what I try and do, you probably all know because you follow the channel, but I'll make a little short at the end of this, just as me finishing it up, just 40 seconds or so, and just 40 seconds in there, just clean it up so people can see it at the end. He believes in me. We're going to get to 10,000 subscribers. It's, he believes in me. Well, I think we will get there. Honestly, I think we will get there. We've got this nice steady growth every day. It's moving in the right direction. You always lose a few here and there, but yeah, it's I appreciate you believing in us. Positivity, big part of my life, positivity. And I'm positive we're going to get there. Ted Lasso. Do anyone watch Ted Lasso? Do you know what we haven't had on the channel for a long time now? Someone saying, what happens if you put all that work in and you get to the end and it breaks? 20. I've got 20. Look at that. And we've still got 21 minutes to go. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Ooh, wow, that's good. I've not had that for a while. So, what made me want to get into YouTube? Again, daughter's got a part to play in this, but not just her. So for years, when I was carving, people had said, you should really film that. You should really film that. And I'd just say, nah, it's all right, I'm not that long. Because I know what I'm like. I'm one of them people, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it to an all right standard. I want to have a real good 21. Wow. I want to get to a real good, I want to give it to a decent standard. I want to give it a real good go and get to a decent standard. People would say to me all the time, you should film that, you should definitely film that. Oh, people would love to, and customers would say, I'd be doing a memorial for them, or I'd be making something and say, oh, my daughter's in Australia. Do you film them so I could send her a copy of it? And I'm like, no, unfortunately I don't. And I kept saying no. Then my daughter, who is surprisingly in a minute is very confident, but actually she's not the most confident girl. She wants to set up a Twitch account. Is Twitch? I don't really know what it is, but it's a Twitch account talking about classic English literature. Maybe there's a little bit of gaming in there at times, because she does like a little bit of gaming. She likes Minecraft. And then, so there's a bit of that. And then, so yeah, and I kept putting it off, and she said to me, I really want to do this Twitch account. Sorry, I'm taking ages to explain this. I really want to do this Twitch account, but I daren't do it. I said, I tell you what, I'll do a YouTube channel about my stone carving if you do your Twitch account. She said, deal. So I made a video, got my iPad, mocked it up on a stand, didn't have my face in the screen or anything. The video is still on there, my first ever video. Never deleted any of them off the channel. So the original ones are there. And I uploaded it. And then I thought, oh, wasn't too bad. Sent in another one, and someone said, quite enjoyed that. Then a customer said, can you film it? I said, all right, I'll film it, I'll give it a go. So then I started talking to camera, then I'd have my face on camera, and then I'd do a couple of tutorials about different bits. And then to make myself feel comfortable, I put 2 videos of all my bloopers out there. At the time, my bloopers, and people were coming up to me and saying, really enjoyed that. And then it started growing, and I said, then I was trying to get to this 120 subscriber count, and we got there, and we got past there. And then, like I was saying at the beginning, when I'm doing it, I like to try and do it half decent and figure it out. I knew nothing about YouTube apart from it's somewhere I'd go if I wanted to watch a rerun of something or some highlights, bits and bobs, some boxing news maybe, IFL TV, and I nothing about it, and then I just started going, learnt along the way, and then I got to a point where YouTube said, you've hit the criteria for monetization, so you can get ads on your channel, so we'll send you a bit of money. And I thought, brilliant. Then a few companies reached out and said, can we give you some free tools? I was like, all right. So I used a few of their tools on the channel. Then other companies had reached out to me, and then I started doing lives, and now we're here, almost at 10,000. And one thing that 10,000 does, subscribers does, people say when you hit 10,000, that's when you start getting real growth on the channel. But another thing 10,000 subscribers does, you're officially classed as an influencer. And I'm not too bothered about that bit. That's the official time when you're classed as an influencer. It's 10,000 is nothing compared to what the people are on YouTube. But in my world, 10,000 is massive. So that's my YouTube journey in a nutshell, really. And I don't have any fancy equipment. I just mock up a few little stands here and there with some bits of wood, some tie wraps, few bits. I buy a few bits, not a lot. I use my phone to stream stuff, and I have a camera which is absolutely covered in dust, and I had a horrendous life, but it works. We get there, and then all the money I make on YouTube, which is not really isn't a lot, I just let it build up, and then I'll buy something for the channel to use it in the channel. But I knew nothing about it. I just went for it. And now, like I was saying earlier, I must be doing something right, because the National Park have asked me to build their YouTube channel for tutorials, so which is great. Great on the CV that one day. Like I say, I'm hoping not. So hopefully that answers that. And try and be. I'm not like the way you see me now talking the way I am is just me. Just exactly me. Sometimes I'll honestly struggle to read some of the comments, so I'll take my time, or I'll find a work around people's names or what they say, because I've been dyslexic. I don't want to say it wrong. So that's probably the only thing I try and cover up slightly, is that I don't always read the names properly, so I'll just try and pick bits out of there. But that's probably the only bit what you're not getting the genuine me on the channel, and I think that's part of YouTube. Just be yourself. If you're playing a character, it can work for other people, it just wouldn't work for me. Got one guy who's a friend of mine, good friend of mine, and he will talk. It doesn't matter if you've got 10 people in a room or 10,000 people in a room. He just loves talking to people about what we do as a job, and he's great at it. He won't even prepare, or he'll prepare the night before, or the morning. He'll just muster something together, and he is so good at it. It's sickeningly good at times, where you think, God, wow. And he told me, he said the best piece of advice his dad gave him when he was going through school is to be able to do public speaking, and he says he personally doesn't like it, but he gets into character, and it's like his acting, or it's like his it's like drama class, and he said it really works for him. Give it a try, definitely give it a try, and as soon as you do, send me a link. I will be your first subscriber, or will be one of your first, and then we'll share it with everyone on this channel, and people won't judge. They'll just want to give you advice and help, so just go for it. That's the best thing I can say, is just go for it. And if you have any questions, not that I'm an expert on it at all, send me a message. Actually, I've actually put in the description for this video my email address, so take a note of it. Want to ask me anything, send away, and I'm sure there's other people on the channel which will also help out. That's now that your workshop's dry enough for you to work in. So while we're talking about YouTube, do many of you follow other channels? What is there a bit of a sticker trend going? I've noticed that people have got getting stickers delivered, or there's bits of stickers on. I quite like the idea, if it is a trend, or companies I work with, around my easel, getting these stickers of different other people's YouTube channels what follow or subscribe to me. I like the idea of them getting around. So if you have a channel, or you have a and you have stickers, or you have a bit of a poster or a logo or something, and you want to send it to me, I'd love to fill this easel up in this workshop up with them. Yeah, exactly. Listen to Connor and fishing on a Friday night. It's just go for it. What is the worst what can happen? If it's no good, delete it. If you're not happy with it, delete it. But like Connor says, you will always wonder. You never know, you might be a natural at it, or you might think, I'll give that a go. And when they ask you to film it, say, give it a go. It wasn't for me, didn't work. Or you might think, you know what? I should have done this years ago. And you know what? My answer to mine is, I should have done this 4 years before I did. But everything comes at the right time for a reason. Well, fingers crossed it doesn't flood again. This is a great community on here, so not just for Rudolph there talking about that, but for anyone who wants advice. There's a lot of talented, knowledgeable people in the chat. Drop in and out, and other people who watch this back and send messages. So if you ever have a subject you want to talk about, you want to put in the comments, or you want to send it to me privately so we can discuss it, it's everyone's got a bit of something to add. It's generally positive, it's generally nice, and there's some knowledgeable people, so we could all help each other out if we ever need it on here. Good editing software, don't spend a lot. So if you're on your phone and you want to start that way, there's a simple app called CapCut. It's very popular, it's very common. It's you can use it for free. If I'm editing, I use something called Wondershare. I pay a monthly subscription to it, which now that YouTube pay me a little bit, they actually pay it, so that's part of my ads, what pay for my subscription on that. Possibly £11 a month. Very simple, very easy to use. You can go more. It does a lot in there, so it's but it's only as difficult as you want to make it. I also pay for not that I've used it for a while, because I've been doing a lot of live stuff rather than filming videos. Copyright audio, so I can put decent quality music, because the Wondershare has them, but I felt like I was going over the same ones, so I pay a little bit for that, not a lot. All in all, I'm probably paying £20 a month for everything I use for YouTube. I had Wi-Fi installed in my workshop, so I'm not streaming on data. The Wi-Fi works great. So if you're just going to stream it live in the workshop, you don't need to worry about the editing software. Yeah, CapCut's great. Really is good, and it's great. There you go. Almost done. You was only away for a little bit. And we've almost done. And we've got to 21 thumbs up. Wonder if we've gained any new followers this evening. I know we've got at least one, which is nice. So the shadow lines on this, as I stand back now, is looking good. So the next is going to be framing it. So 21 is good, really good. The most we've ever had on a single live stream. Brian might be able to correct me if I'm wrong. Connor will definitely be able to correct me. She was like 70 odd on the live stream. At one point it was going mental. 23. Nice. So I was telling you, and I got actually distracted by something. So I've had this chat with this great local artist of mine called Luke. Local to me, and he does some amazing work, really nice work, and it's very caricature-y, it's very nice play on words for the local area. And he's agreed to take on, he's come up with designs, the merchandise for the channel. So what he's going to do is going to be on his website. He's going to be doing the bulk of the work. It's going to be sold through him. You can buy it. He'll ship it out straight from here. He'll give the guarantee on there, the quality of the work. He's going to do different designs, and if they go well and we get a steady amount of people, we'll have ones Christmas ones, all different ones. So if there's any designs you think will be great, or play on words what would work great for the TheStoneRanger, it's that's exciting. That should be coming very soon, which I'm really looking forward to, being able to have some TheStoneRanger merch. Not that I'm going to try and force you all to buy it, because I'm not like that. I'm quite excited just to have it for myself, especially as we come up to the big 10,000 and going to these festivals, carving at these festivals this year. It'll be nice to have it. And I'm going to go to this stonemasonry festival, so I'll have one on then. It'll be nice to be wearing it in case somebody watches the channel and they're there, so we can have a chat about it. So I'm very excited for that. Definitely, anyone who's got a channel, so we do that a little bit on here. So Connor's right to point that out. If you have a channel, stick it on. Let's share the wealth around. We've got a tip. We've not had a tip in weeks. Make me say wow. Where is he at this point? He could have that would make him say wow. We've not had a tip in weeks. We need that party popper. Nice. Amazing. A little bit speechless again. Last time it happened, I was a little bit speechless. Yeah. What do I say? Just thanks. It's quite humbling, actually. It takes your breath away a little bit. You're a little bit... You feel like you should say more about it, but you're just kind of a little bit... I don't know. You feel very honoured when stuff like that happens. Very honoured. It's... This is the point where I get dead excited when I go back in the house and tell my wife. Guess what? Guess what? I've got a tip. Keep it up. Well, we're definitely keeping it up. It's dead excited to tell the wife. So yes, as I was saying, Connor is completely right. Maybe we should add that in, Connor. Do you know, as we are, seeing as though now we've got this little thing of halfway through, we talk about what we've eaten, which is crazy and random. Maybe we should get it in there. We have certain times or things like, it's that time of night where it's time to share your channel. So share your channel now. It's a great time to do it. Stick a link in there or tell us what it's about so people can click on your name, so people can go and subscribe to it. We did the same with fishing on a Friday night. So if you've done it before, just repeat it. Just chuck it on there. I know Connor's got a channel. Fishing on a Friday night's got a channel. We're going to have a new channel in Alaska extremely soon, which we're going to go and look at. There's a few other people. Not sure Ryan's got a channel, but he's definitely got an Instagram, so you should go and look at that. So if you go on the TheStoneRanger one, you can see his. It's on there. I definitely will tell my wife I got 2 tips. That's I feel like I need to give you something in return. It's quite an uncomfortable feeling taking something for nothing. Definitely need to give you something in return. It's was very generous, very, very generous. Like I said before, very humbling, very generous. It's nice to have you. It's nice to have you on board. It's nice that we got tipped twice, but it's nice to have you on board as well. And you've stuck around all evening, which is great. So it's the wife will be very excited. I know kind of what she's saying. Well, you can buy me something extra nice now for Valentine's Day. She won't actually. I'm sure Bri'd like that thing as well, where we're sharing each other's channels. Bri watches a little bit of YouTube. Bri goes and watches the guys fishing on a Friday night, which is nice. He has a look around at other people's stuff. So yours is a gaming channel. What games have we got on there? What games are you, different games are we working on your channel? Or playing, sorry. Ghost hunting games. Ghost hunting. My daughter was playing a ghost hunting game for a while. She had to go in this room and figure out all these settings and go in with flashlights and stuff. I couldn't. I didn't really like it. You could hear like breathing in the background. It was a bit creepy. And it was a point of where the heating was broken, so the house was red hot. It was on like full whack. It was, yeah. I remember thinking to myself, no, it's not for me. That probably the same game. So you should pull up in this van. She'd grab all this equipment out of the back of this van. She'd go in, and then she'd have like notes, and she'd have to walk around, and the doors, and she'd have these flashlights, and then all these little bits, and you'd see stuff running around, or you'd like put trip lights up, like motion sensor stuff, until you figured it out, and you'd have to say who it was. Is that the same game? Well, anyway, I'm going to tell her to go and subscribe because she likes that type of stuff. And if it's a new game, she'll be interested. And if it's the same game, she'll be definitely interested because she kept getting stuck on it. I shall tell all the kids. I've got 4 children. I shall tell them all, and I'll be subbing myself. Yes, it's. I can see why you get scared. Game across the channel, won't forget. You guys are amazing. Well, it takes us all, doesn't it? That's us all doing that, which is great. It is definitely a great community on here. And I like the fact that when you're doing your meal planning this week, you're going to be thinking, right, what are we having on a Wednesday? Because he'll ask me, the TheStoneRanger will ask me what I've had. I used to play a hunting game a little bit. Community is the best part of YouTube. I never really get why, I suppose we've had it a little bit in here, but not too much recently, where you get a lot of negativity, on some channels, and there's a lot of hatred going on there. I don't know if it's some people being jealous of other people's channels, but I've never really understood it, why you go on and be mean and grumpy and bits to people. Never really understood that bit. If you don't like it, just move on to the next bit or find a different channel. So I'm using the Turk's head, just to get in there. And then we have the softer brush. Who came up with my channel name? Just get rid of him. Yeah. My channel, my vibe, get it? It's good. Well, Connor and Bri, and we have a young lad called Luke in France who moderate the channel, and they do a grand job. They don't take a lot, especially Luke. Luke went on for a stage of where people just got silenced for like 3 minutes, or he just chucked him out. He no messing, Luke. He wanted to be a policeman, and he was taking that power. Definitely taking that power seriously on the channel. He had his own little YouTube channel. Only a young lad who stumbled across and drops in and out every now and again. He's obviously a busy life. So who came up with a name for my channel? I'd like to say me. I'd like to say been a stonemason and been a park ranger. It just came to me one night. I was there. I was collecting my eggs from the chickens one morning, just about to have a poached eggs on toast after I'd run half a marathon, and I was going to start the day splitting logs, and it came to me. But really, my wife came up with it while we sat around the dinner table one night. So yeah, my wife can have all of that credit. I went through a stage of not being able to say the TheStoneRanger without doing the theme tune from the Lone Ranger in my head. And I did wonder if that would be quite cool on a t-shirt, if it said TheStoneRanger and then underneath it was the theme tune. That's a job well done. Happy with that. Look at the time. I didn't even notice the time. That shows what a good evening we've had. It's so we've had a great evening there. Time has flown. But I am going to have to leave you because I've got family in the house I want to go and see. I've also got, I say he's a new puppy who I will need to go and see. It's not that new anymore. He's, what is he, 14 weeks. So we've had him a few weeks now. We got him on 28th of December. He's not new, but he's getting big. But I want to go and spend some time with him. To be honest, I'm going to rescue my wife because at this time of night, he gets like his second wind and he goes a little bit wappy. He's a cockapoo and he will be going absolutely berserk. Hi ho, Silver. So we've got 24 thumbs up. We've had 2 amazing tips, which I can't thank you enough for. I'm going to tell the wife and the kids. We're not a good tip in ages, so that's amazing. We've got the job done. We've got it finished. I'll just run round and just neaten it up a little bit as I make a little short so everyone can see it. We've got some new people on the channel. We're going to subscribe to some new channels ourselves. And that's it. I will see you all next week, next Wednesday, 7 till 9. That's TheStoneRanger goes live. See you all soon. I've loved